Hey guys, we want a story? I'll give you a story, a ninja story. Welcome back to the ninja story, and today is going to be the final 2018 ranking video. This is going to end it all. This is the final one. Do not worry, I'm not doing any more of these for 2018. This is going to be the final one. So I'm going to end it with a WWE ranking video. And WWE's been doing okay this year. Their views have been going down, but mostly WWE did okay this year. So I decided to just rank their pay-per-views from worst to best. Now I will not be doing NXT takeovers, as I already did a video talking about NXT, I think 2 videos. So this is just going to be just WWE itself. So, number 15, since there are 15 WWE pay-per-views this year. So, number 15, and definitely the wooden spoon, goes to Crown Jewel. WWE seriously wants you to forget about this pay-per-view. Now, first off, let's just state the reasons why Crown Jewel is in last place. So, there are 5 huge reasons why Crown Jewel is pretty much the worst WWE pay-per-view, besides maybe Heroes of Wrestling. First off, the return of Hulk Hogan, one of the most controversial figures in WWE right now, returned, and that really split the WWE universe in half. Of course, the people in Saudi Arabia don't really know about what happened with Hulk Hogan, so they were like cheering him, like saying, yeah, he's back. But us in America, we know everything that happened with Hulk Hogan, so it was really controversial. Second off, or the second reason, is because of controversy surrounding Crown Jewel. If you do not know, this show took place in Saudi Arabia right when the murder of the newspaper journalist, he died, and it was because of the Saudi government. And politicians and stuff like that were really like telling WWE to cancel the show, cancel it right now. But they went ahead with the show, which was gonna get controversy. Third, none of the matches were really great. There were good matches, but they were not great matches. Fourth, the main event, which ruined everyone's career in that match. And 5, 2 of the matches, or pretty much the entire, whatever surrounded the entire pay-per-view, didn't even matter at all, as Brock Lesnar won the Universal title again, and we haven't seen him since Survivor Series. And the Best in the World tournament, which was won by Shane McMahon. This is without a doubt the worst pay-per-view of 2018. Number 14, Backlash. This one was not as controversial as Crown Jewel, but in terms of wrestling standpoint or entertainment standpoint, this was definitely the worst of the 2. At least when it came to Crown Jewel, it was entertaining. This one was really boring from beginning to end. The opener, Miz vs. Rollins, was okay. It was the best match on the show. Great opener. I will give him that. Great opener. But after that, everything just went downhill. Alexa Bliss vs. Nia Jax may be the worst pay-per-view match of the year. AJ vs. Nakamura was supposed to be great, but the finish was terrible. We got just a really boring match between Charlotte and Carmella, and the main event between Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe made people leave before the match even ended. And we had a throwaway match with Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, which was just a further angle of KO and Sami maybe splitting up. So while this was not the worst pay-per-view of the year, it was definitely the most boring pay-per-view of the year. Number 13, The Greatest Royal Rumble. Listen to that title, the greatest Royal Rumble, and without a doubt, this was not a great Royal Rumble pay-per-view. There were some good matches. The Cruiserweight title match between Cedric Alexander and Kalisto was great. The IC ladder match with Seth Rollins, Miz, Samoa Joe, and Finn Balor was great. Cena versus Triple H was just a blast from the past. Who doesn't like a blast from the past? Seeing the older wrestlers have an actually good match. Nakamura and AJ had a decent match. Worse than the WrestleMania match, but the finish, furthered their rivalry, kind of like how they did with Joe and AJ at SummerSlam. But the main event, oh god, that was one of the most messed up things. Well, that was one of the biggest things that WWE messed up this year. It really wasn't that great. Titus Worldwide is definitely funny, but everything else was just bad. And then Jinder versus Jeff Hardy, that's something we shouldn't even talk about. I posted a video, I think, on that. I think I posted a video on I think it was called Me on Fridays or something like that, but I know Jeff was going for Whisper in the Wind. He missed completely, but Jinder fell down. It was... oh my god. So while some matches were good, the bad really overshadows it. Number 12, Super Showdown. This is a really hyped up event. This was at 4 o'clock in the morning. 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning for us in the US. Well, it might have been 2 o'clock for some people. 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. But if you're near my area, it was 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday watching this pay-per-view. This really was not a great pay-per-view. There really wasn't any great match. It was kind of the same thing over and over. The main event really dragged everything down. But it was just decent. It was no bad match. No matches were terrible. No matches were excellent or great. It was just straight down the middle, a decent show. So, decent down the middle is better than good and then terrible. It's just decent down the middle. The main event was not decent, but I just feel one match is better than a bunch of great matches, and then one bad match that brings down everything. Buddy Murphy versus Cedric Alexander is actually an amazing match. The best match on the card, definitely. And they actually had a really great match. Also, the opener with New Day in the bar, that finish was really great. Okay, number 11, Survivor Series. The last 2 matches on the card were great, but everything surrounding this pay-per-view was not. And the reason why it's number 11 is because this pay-per-view really did not need to happen, and it's pretty much forgotten about now. Pretty much Survivor Series, it's Raw versus SmackDown. They choose teams or champions to go against each other in head-to-head competition. Now, usually there's a scoring system. Which show gets the most wins. So, Raw is always a superior brand, so they decided, you know what, let SmackDown win one match on the pre-show. So they did. It was a tag team 10-on-10 match, and SmackDown won. So it's supposed to be 1-0, right? Nope, WWE completely forgets about that match, pretending it doesn't even happen, because it was on the pre-show, where matches do count on the pre-show at Survivor Series, and then everything else counted. And guess what? Raw swept SmackDown. SmackDown did not get a single win after that, even though the main event and Charlotte versus Ronda was great. Everything else was bad. I I did not like this pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys who watch wrestling didn't either. Number 10, barely making it into the top 10, Extreme Rules. The main event was good, but the crowd ruined it. But besides that, I really don't have any complaints with Extreme Rules. It was kind of just like a show. I can't really say anything about it because I don't know anything that really happened on the card. But there was really no bad match, so I can't, throw them under the bus for anything. Number 9, Money in the Bank. Both Money in the Bank winners really was let down. Braun, who won the Money in the Bank briefcase for the men, completely got wasted when he cashed it in, and Alexa cashed it on the same night. So the aftermath was not the greatest. However, there were some good matches, there were some bad matches, but the main thing that Money in the Bank is known for is its Money in the Bank ladder matches. Both of those were great. The women's match was definitely better than last year's. Men's match, it was extreme. Definitely extreme, definitely entertaining. Seth Rollins vs. Elias was great. Ronda vs. Nia actually did not do bad, and they actually had a really great match. But the things that weighed down is Carmella vs. Asuka and Roman vs. Jinder. Number 8, Hell in a Cell. The Hell in a Cell pay-per-view is one of the most... the match was one of the most common things that, if you're not a wrestling fan, you should know. It's had some pretty iconic moments, and WWE decided to have a pay-per-view around it. It's been going on for several years. In this edition, it was okay. The opener was extreme, definitely. But the main event, what happened? Braun cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase, and everything went downhill. It was a spear through a table in the corner, and they were out for 8 minutes while everyone brought on the top, and then Brock Lesnar came out. And remember, this match is no disqualification. Brock Lesnar came out, entered the cell, F5'd both Braun and Roman, and the match ended in a double DQ? A knockout? I don't even know what happened. They can't compete? I don't know. I don't understand the main event. However, the tag team match between the Shield and then McIntyre and Ziggler was probably the best match of the year, in my opinion. So that really brought this pay-per-view up. Number 7, Elimination Chamber. This was just a good Elimination Chamber edition added to the pay-per-view streak, or whatever you want to call it. The women's Elimination Chamber match was good. The men's was good as well. Asuka versus Nia was actually pretty okay. So it was just like a good pay-per-view through and through. Number 6, TLC. Now, a lot of you may be shocked to see TLC ranked this high, considering that Intercontinental Championship match between Dean and Rollins. That was bad. However, everything besides that match, well, not everything, but most of the stuff besides that match is actually really great. The women's TLC match between Charlotte, Asuka, and Becky was awesome. Probably one of the best matches we've had this year by far. And then, oh my god, and then Ronda versus Nia 2 was great, actually. Considering everything that surrounded Nia Jax this year, Ronda and Nia had really great matches. That was a great match at TLC. Like I said before, Seth vs. Dean was not that great. But Usos, Bar, and New Day had a great match. Randy and Ray actually had a really great match. It was like more great matches than bad matches. Number 5, Fastlane. This is one of the worst pay-per-view concepts, but at the same time, this is a really great pay-per-view. Rusev vs. Shinsuke Nakamura, really underrated match in my opinion. Ruby Riott versus Charlotte was decent. It was definitely like a step up for Ruby Riott. And of course, the 6-pack challenge main event was great. This was just a great pay-per-view through and through. Number 4, Royal Rumble. Now, I know the singles matches and tag team matches on the show were below decent or below good or whatever you want to call it. But the Royal Rumble is mainly known for its Royal Rumble matches, and the Royal Rumble matches were really, really great. I mean, the men's match is probably one of the best Royal Rumbles matches we've had of all time. The Women's Rumble was nostalgic and it was dramatic, and that's really what you want from a Royal Rumble match. And entertaining, of course. Both matches were great. Everything else on the card was below average, but the Royal Rumble's main goal is the Royal Rumble matches, and I believe WWE executed them flawlessly. Bringing us into the top 3, SummerSlam. SummerSlam, it was actually a really great pay-per-view. Surprisingly, Seth versus Dolph had a really great match. Crowd didn't ruin it this time. Better match than Extreme Rules. Definitely. There were a lot of squash matches, but they were pretty much all entertaining. Especially Finn versus Corbin, with Finn returning as the Demon. Ronda versus Alexa was just entertaining from beginning to start. Alexa can really make wrestling look real. Cause Ronda, bent her arm back. Her arm was, behind her head. Farther back than her head. It was insane. It was like she was reaching out for something in back. It was really insane. Yeah, this is just a great pay-per-view. Roman beating the odds and beating Brock in the end was great. Even though everything that happened with him this year oh my god, I'm a terrible person. Feel better, Roman. Not rest in peace. Oh my god, I feel so embarrassed. But yeah. Number 2, WrestleMania. The main event was not the greatest match, but everything else in the card was okay. Shinsuke versus AJ didn't live up to people's hype, but it was an okay match. The opener was great. The Intercontinental Championship match kind of fell flat, but Undertaker and Cena had probably the most not the most entertaining, but the best well-structured match on the entire card. It was only 3 minutes. Because everything from beginning to end in that segment was awesome. And the best match on the card had Stephanie McMahon in it. This Ronda's match was one of the best debut matches I have ever seen. Ronda Rousey had an amazing debut year this year. One of the best debut years of all time. This was one of the best debut matches of all time as well. And this was just a really great WrestleMania. But number one, I did a video of this pay-per-view on my channel. If you watch my vids, you already know what it is. Number one, Evolution. The first ever all-women's pay-per-view that wasn't hyped at all, was supposed to be an experiment that WWE forgot. Turned out to be the best pay-per-view of the year. Wow. This was a great show. The opener was a great opener. It was a good idea for the opener, having Lita and Trish Stratus return to get the crowd hyped up. The Battle Royal was way better than anyone expected it to be. Bringing people from the past and the present all to come in and have this battle. The Mae Young Classics finals between Io Shirai and Toni Storm was great. They should have been given like a little bit more time, I will admit. But it still was a great match. Sasha, Bayley, and Natalya versus the Riot Squad was better than anyone expected. They really were given a lot of time in this match. Charlotte and Becky, of course, had an amazing match. The best match, probably, of the year for most people. Definitely a contender for the best match of the year. And then Ronda and Nikki Bella actually had a great main event. This match, this pay-per-view had no bad matches at all. It really didn't. This was, without a doubt, the best pay-per-view of the year for 2018. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment down below. What is your favorite pay-per-view of 2018 for WWE? I will be continuing the regular videos on Friday, so look out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.